Welcome to Wager Talk today, Teddy Covers, my partner in crime, the heavy lifter of the show. Before I get into my intro, how are you, brother?
I'm doing good, Lawrence. And the funny thing is, I can literally hear the difference in your voice on the day after an NFL game versus the day before one. You sound like a new man. NFL is back, baby.
Oh, yeah, dude. And what a crazy, crazy game last night. We're going to get straight into it. But first, just want to let everybody know, jam-packed show today. We're going to do Rob Vino's up. He's going to take apart 3 NFL games. Teddy's going to do a big game breakdown on the basketball game tonight. Game 7, go Raps! And Kenny White, college football and NFL as well. And, of course, we'll end the show like we do every single day with the great, the incredible, the most knowledgeable statistician around, Ralph TNA Michaels. We start every show with bad beats, bad bets, and bad whatevers. It's your name. I never remember it. There's 6 B's. But anyway, dude, I'm watching the game last night with Viv, my woman, and all of a sudden the over is in play. It was insane. I said to her, I think Kansas City got the ball. They're down at like the 10-yard line, give or take. There's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. I turned to Vivian and I'm like, oh my God, the drama right now. I wasn't involved in that drama, but I enjoyed it. I literally felt like the under bettors were cursing God and the over bettors were praying. I felt the drama of that ending. And on top of all of that, the line move on that total made the whole thing even more dramatic because the field goal actually got it over the closing number of 53.5. With that said, most over bettors were cheering for the touchdown. Just insane drama. And of course, the extra point that they didn't go for, a missed field goal. I mean, Jesus, Teddy, it's NFL time, baby.
The lines are tight. And we talk all the time on this show, and we will continue to talk about half points matter. You're like, oh, it doesn't matter. I laid 54.5. I got over 54.5 in my pocket. Well, they don't matter most of the time, but some of the times they do. And when you lose a game by a hook, let's say you had over 54.5 last night, and there were 54s and 53.5s available. You say, you're mad. You walk around mad the next day. You walk around mad that night. You walk around mad all week. Those are mistakes that can be avoided. No one's perfect. Okay, but we always say if you have 1 out, get 2. If you have 2 outs, get 3. If you have 3 outs, get 4. If you're going to put $500 into an account, put $100 into 5 accounts. Don't be losing the opening night of the NFL season by a half point because you couldn't get the best of the number. And last night, obviously, with that incredible drama late, the goal line stand that mattered for some, game actually lands in the middle. Closed 53.5, was 54.5, 55 most of the summer.
Teddy, look, we got a lot to talk about with the bad beats, et cetera, drama in the college football game as well. But given that we're talking about half points and points, I got to ask you a question. Frank Lebaski, one of our just most loyal listeners, types in, this is a question to you guys. I'm big into buying points, especially in football, to get the line to what he needs. Help us with buying points. And I know we all have different opinions on this. For me, I never buy a point. There's absolutely no mathematical value in the long run. I spoke about this briefly on on the presidential address. You're paying 20 cents to go from 3.5 to 3, but it does not affect the games 20% of the time, somewhere around 8 to 10. I never buy points. How do you approach that real quick?
Occasionally, and when I say occasionally, I mean like once or maybe twice a year, I'll buy from a 7.5 to a 7 or a 6.5 to a 7. Literally. But I would say 99.9% of the time I will not buy points. And again, if you're involved in the marketplace, the games for the next week open on Sunday for the following week's games. If you have multiple outs and you follow the marketplace, most of the time you don't need to buy a half point. You'll be able to find the half points that you're looking for.
Teddy, let's go. B6, whatever all those B's mean, tell us. Talk to us.
All right, so we had a bad beat. If you had the, I don't know, if you had the under, was it a bad beat? You had an over, was a bad beat. Either way, it was drama in Texas and Chiefs last night. Miami, Georgia Tech, that total got steamed up 51 all the way to 55. That was a bad bet. 31-14, final stays 10 points under the closing number. The wise guys got that one wrong. Miami got bet up. They cashed. That was bad for the books. No question about that. The Hurricanes, 14 up to 15 and a half, 16 even in some spots. They got the money. Bad bets. I mean, the one that stood out to me was the Dodgers last night. Bet up from minus 185 up to as high as minus 250. They lose in Arizona. And, of course, bad for the books. The Lakers took public money. The under took wise guy money. And both cashed in the NBA.
Teddy, do you remember any good bets? Maybe some really handsome guy who people think looked like Jeffrey Epstein might have said?
Yeah. And comparing yourself to Jeffrey Epstein is kind of gross. If I was you, I would take that out of my repertoire. I remember someone saying they should play the under in the first quarter. And that cashed by what? A play and a half?
Hey, it cashed. So be quiet. Hey, Trance, nice to see you. Teddy, Kanye West Award. We got 2 today. First one, Bill O'Brien. Talk to me.
The Texans weren't ready. They weren't prepared. Their play calling was silly, and their roster makeup was, let's just say, exactly what we thought it might be when Bill O'Brien was named GM. The best thing about Bill O'Brien last night was the one-word tweet from DeAndre Hopkins. After the game, after the Texans had lost their opener, DeAndre Hopkins tweets, grateful after being traded to Arizona. I thought that one was pretty funny. And O'Brien, of course, his Texans weren't ready, and he's an easy guy to criticize. You know who else is easy to criticize off of what happened yesterday? Skip Bayless, man. You ever dealt with depression? I've dealt with depression. My family's dealt with depression. Now Skip Bayless like, quarterbacks can't be depressed. Suck it up. He's an easy target, but he's an easy idiot. Kanye West Award number 2, Skip Bayless. No, dude, just no. And I know he says stuff just to piss people off like you and I sometimes do, but when it's offensive, Skip Bayless, not that I've ever watched him. And do you watch that? I never watched that.
I don't get it in Canada, bro. I mean, I know who he is. I see him on ESPN yapping, blah, 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 every now and then, but we don't really get much Skip in Canada. Dude, let's take a quick break. Rob Vino coming back. We're talking 3 NFL games. Okay, Teddy, we need another few minutes, so let's get into a couple of things. I don't know if you've noticed, Teddy, but every day in the chat room, a chef comes in. His name is Chef Corey, and he says what my lunch is for the day. Have you noticed that? He literally tells me what he's making me for lunch today, and he puts it in the chat room during our show. How great is that?
So let me get this straight. You have a chef that comes to your house and cooks you lunch every day?
Carpaccio today, 1:10 p.m. Eastern. Yesterday was an unbelievable chicken corn soup. It was spectacular, dude. So I'm not going to answer your question.
I'm just missing the concept here is you have a chef that comes to your house and cooks for you every day.
He does the cooking at his own house. He just brings it in a Tupperware.
So he just delivers it to you.
Yeah.
Hot, or do you have to cook it? Do you have to warm it up yourself?
Hot. He lives like 5 streets away. But it's awesome, dude.
Nice life, Prez.
Hey, why should I not have a nice life? Oh, there he is making soup today. Thanks, Chef Corey. We absolutely love you. Guys, want to welcome you into the posting for Mike Campbell. Let's find some winners today. Dude, that's all we've been doing all week. Perfect place to start. I'm on an 8-2 all sports run. Teddy, every Friday, you got to remind me, we got to tell our listeners they need to buy the 3-day package at Wager Talker Sports Memo. 5% play for Teddy on Sunday, $40. You buy his 3-day package, it's $69 for all 3 days. So make sure to get that. I got a promo for all of you guys. Prez 15. That's $15 off $15 off of that 3-day package. So head over to wagertalk.com, use the promo code PRES15. And Teddy, next time my chef is in Vegas, I will make sure he cooks you some food.
Your chef. Now he's your chef. A minute ago,
he's my chef.
He was a chef. Now he's yours. So does he only cook lunches for you? How much does that cost to have a chef come over to your house and make lunches every day? Now I'm curious.
Free. He does it to me. So basically, he's one of my best friends in the whole world, and I've got this incredible backyard with a basketball court and a pool and a cabana and this, that, and the other. Yeah, I know. So I trade him full membership to the pool for food.
That's actually probably a decent trade-off as long as you don't mind random company.
I love the guy, dude. He's like one of my best friends in the whole world.
Yeah, but if you're squawking with Viv out in the backyard and all of a sudden, guess what? The neighbor shows up.
Oh my God, dude, you want to hear a crazy story?
No, but I guess I have to.
2 Fridays ago, me and Viv are in the backyard swimming without clothes. Then we were playing. And then we get out of the pool. Viv puts her towel around her and walks into the backyard unannounced. Nobody told him to come. Within 30 seconds, it was insane.
So keep that yard in the backyard. Keep the backyard locked, man. The concept of having a chef come to my house every day and bring me lunch, it's a really nice concept, but I don't think I have the backyard that you do, Lawrence.
You don't, but you know what, Teddy? You live in great weather all year round, and I don't. Okay, dude, let's get into the highlights of last night, and then we're bringing Rob Vino on right after that. Andrew McGinnis just killing it, 5-1. His last 6, 5-1 yesterday. Ralph Michaels did it again. 2-0 yesterday, and remember he spoke about that WNBA play? He won that one as well. You passed on the day. I had a 2-1 day. Tony Finn, my God, I mean, this guy just keeps winning. A 2-1 day for Tony as well. Nick Borman, a 2-1 day. Just a fun day all around yesterday. I do have a play that I want to give out to everybody, and then we'll race to a commercial break. New York Islanders in the first period tonight, plus money. New York Islanders in the first period. Guys, get down on that play. Teddy, let's take a quick commercial break.
Football is here, and the Gold Sheet, the nation's oldest sports betting newsletter, is back for its 63rd year, bigger and better than ever. Gold Sheet has a new, improved web-based, mobile-friendly format that includes all of the winning information you rely on with the easiest access ever. While the format is new, all of the features you are accustomed to are still there. That's right, analysis on every pro and college game, key release selections, updated power ratings on every team, point spread logs for all NFL and college teams, and all college football games through May 2021 will be included. To celebrate joining the Wager Talk family, we are offering our subscribers our best deal ever. Sign up for a season of any Gold Sheet product and get $200 in Wager Bucks as a bonus. Wager Bucks can be used to purchase handicapping information from any of our 40-plus experts on Wager Talk or sportsmemo.com. Head to goldsheet.com/wagertalk for any subscription and bonus details.
Teddy covers. No Rob Vino today. We're having mic issues. Not a problem. You are just as good as breaking down games. Let's get straight to it. 3 NFL games we're going to talk about. Indianapolis -8 against Jacksonville. The total is 45. And I'll just tell you right off the bat, this game, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I don't know what to do sidewise. I mean, look, Indy, no real game practice, if you will, with a new quarterback, learning a new system. That's really what worries me and is keeping me off of the side. But I did play Indianapolis in my survivor pool, at least one of the two. My other one was the New England Patriots. But break this game down for us.
Sure. I mean, the markets have kind of crashed on the Jacksonville Jaguars over the last couple of weeks. And they're looking at Jacksonville fairly similar to the way they looked at Miami last year. If you remember, last year during training camp, the Dolphins jettisoning veterans, looking like everything's about the future. And the first 5 games of the season, the Miami Dolphins were, I think, the worst team in NFL history. It's one of the worst teams in NFL history before they improved over the back half of the campaign. The markets are looking at Jacksonville like they may be that team where the veterans aren't buying in. It's been nothing but jettisoning talent in the offseason. And it's a Colts team that coming into the season has gotten a ton of hype. Indy's made nothing but win now moves from the beginning of the offseason, including bringing in Phillip Rivers, who's been obviously the main addition for a team that Jacoby Brissett was okay last year, but they're hoping that they get a good quarterback this year, not an okay QB. That said, Rivers hasn't had a normal training camp. He wasn't good last year. 12-year low in passer rating last year, 88.5. 7-year low in adjusted yards per attempt, and he threw 20 INTs a year ago. Indy's not a team that I'm comfortable with laying more than a touchdown on the highway week 1, especially given Gardner Minshew's propensity for comebacks last year and during his tenure at Washington State. Wouldn't be surprised this one's a little bit closer than the line maker expects.
Yeah, we're on the same page about that as well. I agree with you. And the thing will be interesting to watch in regards to Indianapolis is, Phillip Rivers is playing behind probably the best O-line he's ever had. That's got to be able to keep down those interceptions. And it'll be fun to watch to see whether he can, be that winner that we all hope he can be. What an incredibly nice guy. And I'm cheering for Phillip Rivers. Teddy, one of the big games of this weekend, Green Bay plus 2.5 versus Mini, total of 45. And I actually had an argument with Tony Finn about this game. He likes Green Bay, and I like Mini, but Tony made some really good points. He talks about Minnesota's secondary, everybody under the age of 23. He feels like Green Bay can pick them apart. It'll be fun to watch because I think that secondary on Minnesota is going to be the difference between whether they're a Super Bowl contender or not. I like this Minnesota team. I think, again, this game is going to go under the total. We've seen Minnesota's conservative offense last year. I think they'll keep to that strategy, especially after they lost Diggs. I'm going with under the total, and I do have a lean on Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, both teams want to run the football. It's a run first for Green Bay and run first for Minnesota this year, in theory. Yeah. And when you look at the recent matchups between the two quarterbacks and the opposing defenses, it hasn't been real good for the quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers didn't get to 220 yards in either of the meetings last year. He only had 2 TDs, 5.7 yards per attempt against Minnesota a year ago. And, of course, it's a Packers offensive line that suffered a couple of major losses. Bulaga losing him in free agency. Billy Turner's got a knee injury in camp. Those are concerns for Aaron Rodgers and company. And on the other hand, Kirk Cousins has had all kinds of problems with Mike Pettit's defense. Last year, 48% completions, 352 yards in the 2 meetings, 5.6 yards per attempt, more interceptions than touchdowns. So you can anticipate both teams trying to run the football early and often in this one. That does bode well for underbettors. The one thing underbettors don't want is chucking the football all over the field. In this one, where you think both teams are likely to try to establish the run, the under certainly makes sense to this better. I wouldn't argue with any Dalvin Cook props. I wouldn't argue with any Aaron Jones props in this one for Green Bay and Minnesota. Sidewise, I have absolutely no opinion. It feels like a game that someone's going to win by a field goal. The question is who.
Teddy, the next game we were going to talk about was Tennessee-Denver, but let's leave that to Monday. We got lots of time before that game goes. I want to get into your big game breakdown, but first let's give out a couple of promotions for everybody. Well, the main promotion, Guys, today is the absolute last day of our new customer deal. The promo code is WTT. Anybody who has never purchased from Wager Talk or Sports Memo can buy any of our plays for the entire day for only $1. Anybody you want, Teddy, me, Coke, and Vino, doesn't matter who, Ralph Michael, Steve Merrill, anybody want for only $1. Plus, you are still eligible for all the other deals that we give our new customers. Head over to Wager Talk and Sports Memo. Use the promo code WTT. And also, guys, I am smoking hot. Teddy and I are not here to promote ourselves, but when we're feeling it, we're feeling it. And I'm on an 8-2 all sports run. Laugh all you want, Teddy. I got to make sales too. 5-1 NHL run, 5-1 NBA run. Take $15 off of my 3-day package. Head over to wagertalk.com. Use the promo code PRES15. Teddy, I'm going to just throw stuff at you from the posting form, and then we'll get into your big game breakdown. I like the Bills minus 6.5. Mike Pellegrino says, yes or no?
One-way game for me, Buffalo or pass. And I think the Bills might be an undervalued commodity coming into the season. Yes, I agree. Bills or nothing.
Blue Jays to win the East 200-1. That's what Gene is holding a ticket for. Any chance?
There's a chance. You're live with a 200-1 ticket this late in the season. Good for you. There's a chance.
Baltimore, Indianapolis.
Better than 200-1 chance.
Yeah, it's slim. Baltimore,
it's better than 200-1.
Yeah. Well, it's way closer than 200-1. I mean, if you're holding a 200-1 ticket, the value is all there.
It is now a positive expectation wager.
Okay, let's go. Baltimore, Indianapolis 6-point teaser. What do you, I hate it.
Oh no, I love it. And this is why. You're getting. There's basic teaser math. Okay, basic teaser math is any teaser you make, you want to capture the 3 or the 7, which means you want to tease favorites of more than a touchdown, down to below under a field goal. You want to tease dogs of less than a field goal up to over a touchdown. That's basic strategy for teasers. It's how the wise guys beat teasers.
Yep.
Both the Ravens and the Colts fit into that category of basic strategy. I have no argument with that teaser play whatsoever. It is a positive expectation play.
Johnny Outlaw, he likes the first half under in mini. Johnny, I like the first half under in every NFL game, so we're on the same page. Teddy, big game breakdown. Huge game 7, especially for us sitting in Toronto. I'll be in the backyard. I don't know if I told you this. Not only do I have a chef, I got it big in the backyard over the pool, and that's where I'll be watching Boston, Toronto. Take it apart for us.
We both know that it's going to be cold in Toronto tonight. You're not going to be watching that game outside. You'll get cold and go inside.
I'll send you a picture.
I want a picture of you outside in the fourth quarter is what I want. You know, I don't want the first quarter. I understand when it's still light out. Maybe you're there. Although
no problem.
That's a late game.
Done.
Yeah. Okay. When we talk and when we talk about the Raptors and the Celtics, let's give Toronto all the credit in the world. All right. That was a gutsy performance to keep the series alive and send it back to a game 7 at 3 apiece. And everybody the Raptors needed to contribute got there. You know, Gasol hitting threes, Powell having huge overtime session, Van Vliet with that 9-0, that 6-point possession and the 9-0 personal run to put the Raptors ahead in that contest. Lowry making all the right plays. I mean, you can go on and on. The only guy who didn't have a great game for Toronto was Siakam. And Siakam hasn't had a great series. I don't know if it's in his head. He hasn't been great since the start of camp. But even Siakam, despite his poor shooting, did just about everything else right. Tonight's game, and certainly from a total standpoint, a series that everything had gone under and under and under. Game 6 went over only because of the extra session. Now we've seen a big adjustment by the lines makers. But we also have two teams that are going to be dead tired. You know, every Celtic starter and 4 of the 5 Raptor starters in the 48 plus minutes in game 6. No extra rest. So this is really a matter of wills. Toronto's will has been pretty strong in recent years, but Boston has an addition from a year ago that I think might flip the switch on that, and that's, of course, Kemba Walker. In elimination games, I want my money on Kemba Walker. I've learned that the hard way, and, of course, this is his first real chance with a winning team to make some noise in the postseason. I like the under in this ballgame for the side. I think you tell which way I'm leaning. That plays up and available right now at Sports Memo and WagerTalk.com.
He's Teddy Covers. I'm the Prez. You're watching Wager Talk today, and thank you guys for doing that. Teddy, let's take a quick break, and Kenny White up next.
Football is here, and the Gold Sheet, the nation's oldest sports betting newsletter, is back for its 63rd year, bigger and better than ever. Gold Sheet has a new, improved web-based, mobile-friendly format that includes all of the winning information you rely on with the easiest access ever. While the format is new, all of the features you are accustomed to are still there. That's right, analysis on every pro and college game, key release selections, updated power ratings on every team, point spread logs for all NFL and college teams, and all college football games through May 2021 will be included. To celebrate joining the Wager Talk family, we are offering our subscribers our best deal ever. Sign up for a season of any Gold Sheet product and get $200 in Wager Bucks as a bonus. Wager Bucks can be used to purchase handicapping information from any of our 40-plus experts on Wager Talk or SportsMemo.com. Head to goldsheet.com/WagerTalk for any subscription and bonus details.
Teddy Covers in the Prez. You're watching Wager Talk today. Kenny White joining us. And, you know, we love this guy. Kenny, how are you, my friend? How was your week?
Hey, the first week was great, Prez. So happy to have football back. But it's just been a great run in every sport because right now, without really travel in the NBA, NHL, without the nightlife, and without no fans, It's really talent is winning out, I feel like, in these games, and it's so much more predictable. So I'm kind of praying that we have a NBA in the bubble again because the NBA has just been fabulous to me.
Yeah, it hasn't bothered me, the lack of fans at all. Guys, just to let everybody know, Kenny White joining us. He is not part of Wager Talk or Sports Memo. The only competitor that we bring on this show, it is a privilege.
I'm no competitor,
tell everybody,
that's for sure.
tell everybody about you. You know, sell your stuff, dude. You come on, you give us your time.
Three says the three-ring binder I mentioned last week. That's every team, 77 teams, power ratings, depth charts, trends, analysis, the schedule, everything you need to know. All the recruits, I rate them all out. The stats from last year. I give you a percentage what's returning, percentage of passing yards, rushing, receiving, and tackles. It's invaluable information. And the stats, you look at the stats, you can see the guys that are grayed out, they're no longer on the team. So you can really, it pops out who's losing guys, who's not. Last night, I can't believe this Miami team. They lost 9 of their top 10 tacklers, but their defense looked like they returned 10 of their top 11 players. It was amazing. I was a loser for me. I started out the weekend great. Navy was a big win, or BYU a big win over Navy. Army was a big win. South Alabama, Arkansas State's a lot of good winners. But last night, I was on the wrong side. I had Alabama, Birmingham. I had to upgrade Derek King's rating over 3 points, and I dropped Johnson's rating, the quarterback for UAB, a couple points. Did not impress me whatsoever.
Brother, let's get straight to it. Guys, hit that like button. Smash it. Touch it. Kiss it. Smooch it. I don't care, but make sure you like this show. Kenny, Coastal Carolina, I got him at 7. My bet's in. I did it a few days ago. I'm betting the play. I'm now down to 6.5. Kansas against Kansas. The total is 56. I hand it to you.
Yeah, well, the smart man. Spring practices, Kansas 0. Coastal Carolina 15. Yeah, they got through their entire spring. Second-year coach Chadwell is not the second year in the program, though. He's been there for 3 or 4 years. Offensive coordinator. He knows the program. He knew the players. They did a nice little jump in ATS last year from 5-7 to 7-5 under his control. And he went 5-1 ATS in his road game. So he's well prepared getting out on the road. They returned 94% of their rushing yards, which that's going to be key to running the football in this game. 69% of their tackles. On the other side, Les Miles lost both his quarterbacks. He returns just 50% of tackles from last year. Thomas McVitie, the starting quarterback, originally went to Pitt, wasn't going to make it there, went to junior college, had some nice stats. I expected him to compete for playing time last year, but he threw just 2 passes, which kind of surprised me. Could be a little rust there with McVitie to shake off, and especially with no spring practices. That really hurt him. So, yeah, I have Coastal Carolina rated 1 point better than Kansas. So, there's no home advantage. I love the +7 with the Chandeliers.
Do you worry at all about the revenge angle for Kansas after getting beaten by Coastal Carolina a year ago?
Teddy, one thing I've done for a long time is studied that revenge factor. And when you're playing at home, revenge isn't as big because the opponent knows, they're in a tough spot. They're going on the road. They got to play a great game, and then home field's calculated. And this could be a new era of that, so I'll continue to keep track of it. But over the last 25 years, the best angle of revenge is when a team loses at home and then they go out and play the other guy on their turf, because then there's that overconfidence that, that you beat them at their place, you're going to win at your place. In this situation, Coastal Carolina, this is one of the biggest games they have this year. This is a Big 12 team. They're not going to be overconfident. They're going in because they want bragging rights. Hey, we beat a Big 12 team at their place. So that's, I think, the reason why it doesn't work out in that situation.
We've seen a big line move just this morning. In the next game, we're going to talk about Texas State versus Texas San Antonio. There's been an outbreak in San Antonio, but the betting markets, at least today, don't seem to think it's that severe. The money coming for the Roadrunners against the Texas State Bobcats.
Yeah, when I first thought about what games I sent you guys last night, I said, I sent them Texas State, and that game went up to 9.5. I don't really want to give out a game that's, you lost some line value with, but I love Texas State, and I'm glad it came down to 7, and I have no idea why. Texas State played last week. They got the game under their belt. This is a rivalry. They're only 53 miles apart. But I really like what I saw out of the quarterback last week. Brady McBride did a tremendous job for Texas State. Their running game was amazing. Their offensive line was clicking on all cylinders. The San Antonio team, first-year head coach Jeff Traylor comes in. This team's got no continuity. They have no time to put anything together. Under the previous coach, Frank Wilson, they averaged about 130 plays a game. They're a very slow and methodical offense. I'm kind of expecting that again, kind of a shortened game. They do return 97% of their rushing yards. So I expect this UTSA team to try to run the football, but I don't think they can against Texas State. I think Texas State will be well prepared because that game under the belt. So they also get their starting quarterback back, Vitti, who sat out last week because of COVID. So that may help, may hurt. I don't know. But I do like Texas State. I think they're the better football team. They do have revenge as well. They lost 2 years ago. But again, that's a home game for them. So not as big an angle.
Kenny, I got to tell you, one of our posting form guys, Trance Canada is his name, in Everyday. We love him. He wrote, I used to buy Kenny White's plays, and all it did was pay off my mortgage and debts. So firstly, that's incredible. Way to take care of Trance. But really, it begs the question, why isn't he still buying your plays?
That's because I'm hard to find a lot of times.
What more are you supposed to do?
I'm in a bunker doing my work, trying to figure out how good these teams are and these players are. And I'm worried about myself betting, I think, more than I am my clients most of the time.
Yeah, but it is unbelievable and really indicative of our industry that You pay the guy's mortgage. You pay all his debts. And then he leaves. Arkansas State, Kansas State. Man, there's plus 10s for Arkansas State. There's plus 11s. That's a big difference. So, guys, going back to what Teddy was saying at the beginning of the show, have more outs. Total as well, 54 in some spots, 55 in the other. Take this game apart for us.
Yeah, another game under the belt situation with a good coach with Blake Anderson. So he comes into this spot, I think, in a great situation. His guys are well prepared. And Kansas State, I love Chris Kleiman, who came in from North Dakota State. They play such a slow and methodical offense, 122 plays a game in Wildcat games last year. That's 18 plays less than the average college football game. I mean, their games are over in less than 3 hours because it's run. He only ran 58% of the time. I say only 8. That's a high percentage. But he wants to run it 70% of the time, I think. He's got a good quarterback back this year. That's great. But you know what? They have Oklahoma in 2 weeks. I got a feeling they're looking ahead to Oklahoma. They're preparing for Oklahoma. This is a practice game, tune-up. Get out the wrinkles, get the dust out, get the cobwebs away, clean up house to get ready for Oklahoma. And I really like what I saw at Arkansas State last year with Lane Hatcher. I've got him rated the 26th best quarterback in the country if there was 130 teams. Pro Football Focus actually has Hatcher rated the 19th best quarterback in the country. He didn't look like it last week. They had to go to Logan Bonner, but I think you're going to see a lot of Hatcher in this game, and I think he'll have a big game. I like having a good quarterback, and I like Pro Football Focus having him rated that high. When you're getting 13 points and you got a really good quarterback, you've always got that back door. I don't understand why UAB didn't go for it last night with 6 minutes to go, 4th and 8, in the other team's territory. Why'd they punt? Why'd they give up?
That was certainly a head scratcher. I saw that too, Kenny. But just a few minutes left here with Kenny White. Let's talk about a game between two teams that everybody knows. Syracuse, pretty ugly offseason for Dino Babers and company. It hasn't gone quite the way he might have hoped when he got that job with the Orange. They're big underdogs in Chapel Hill against North Carolina. What's your take on the Tar Heels and the Orange?
Yeah, Dino Babers kind of fell apart last year. His first couple of years were rough, but then he turned it into a big 10-3 season. 9-4 ATS. He looked like he was going to be a solid coach. And then last year kind of, things unraveled a little bit, but the talent level is not that big a difference when you're looking at really very limited home field advantage, say North Carolina. Let's give them 2 points because we know there's not going to be fans. And if there is, it's going to be limited. So I'll give 2 points at the most. Is really North Carolina 21 points better than Syracuse? I don't think so. Tommy DeVito's a heck of a quarterback. And again, you put it in a situation where you have a quarterback who can lead you downfield late in the game if you need a backdoor cover. I just don't think this is that easy. People remember what they saw last. They saw North Carolina have one of the most unbelievable seasons ever last year. Sam Howell was terrific. Mac Brown was incredible coming in. But, that was like at an A-plus level. I just don't think they play at that type of level once again. In a brand new year, first game of the year, does Sam Howell have to be that amazing right out of the gate? I don't think so. Still some kinks to be worked out. So I think this is just way too many points for a game that's a conference game. And Syracuse, their talent level, their players, it's last night UAB and Miami, you could see a little bit of a difference in talent level because of different conferences. You're not going to see that when you watch this game on the field. These two teams pretty good talent-wise on the Syracuse side. Their size, speed, and strength are going to be pretty close to North Carolina. North Carolina beats them in the scheme department because of Mac Brown over Dino Babers.
Kenny, is your phone ringing? I think I hear Rick Alec calling you with a contract.
Hey, Rick. Yeah, I'll call you right back. I'm on with Teddy and the Prez right now. All right. Thanks, Rick.
Okay, make sure to return.
Rick and I worked together. Rick and I worked together for more than 20 years. Teddy, I've known Teddy for 30 years, and Prez, I think it's been about 25 years with you and I. So it's amazing.
Yeah. And trust me, Rick and I have already had a Kenny White meeting, and he loves you, dude. NFL game real quick, and then we got Ralph coming on. Also, just to let you know, one of our listeners, Frankie, just signed up at your site, so thanks for that, Frankie. LA Chargers, -3 in some books, 3.5 in another. That's about an 8-9% difference. Cincinnati, they're playing 42. Oh, man, this is going to be an interesting game. Both teams, new quarterbacks, new everything. Take this one apart for us, Kenny.
Yeah, you give me like a softball pitch. I can hit that one out of the park, Prez.
You sent that game to me. You literally asked me for that softball pitch.
2 weeks ago, I'm telling everybody, I'm not betting any games over week 1 NFL. Week 2, I'll start to look at some overs, but I will not bet one of these games over. College football, same thing. I've been looking for unders. Just the fact there's no preseason games. So now I got an underplay. I've got a LA Charger team coming in with a quarterback who hasn't played in a couple of years. And is a guy that doesn't take a lot of chances. He doesn't turn the ball over, so he doesn't take chances. He's very conservative. He gets rid of the ball in the pocket. Doesn't get sacked a lot. The Charger offense is new to him. Their defense is outstanding. And then you look on the other side. I think Cincinnati's defense is outstanding, and they got a rookie quarterback. This total is just screaming under, and I see 42s out there. It's just way too high. I think you're going to see a lot lower total on Sunday, but this is my best underplay of the weekend. The Chargers and Bengals under the total.
Awesome. Kenny White, everybody. Kenny, where can people find you?
Very easy these days. KennyWhiteSports.com. You get the magazine right now. If you buy the magazine today, the 3-ring binder, I'll send you the PDF along with it so you have it until you get this in the mail. Most of the books have been going out today. It's actually been cheaper for me to send it today than it has been any other shipping. So you'll get it pretty quick, but until then, you'll have the PDF right there in front of you.
He's Kenny White. So good. We'll have him every Friday. You went 2-1 on your picks last week with us. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Praise Teddy. Thank you. My pleasure. Tell Rick I said hello. Best of luck this weekend, everybody.
Guys, Wager Talk today. What a great show. Ralph Michaels coming up. Commercial break or no commercial?
What's up, Wager Talk family? Kelly in Vegas here. It's one of my favorite guys, Teddy Covers. Teddy just released his legendary NFL season win reports. He's absolutely crushed it. 88-40. That's 69% since 2001, including 13-3 with those 5% tickets. Teddy, please let our viewers know where they can get your legendary NFL season win report.
Sure, you can get it right now at sportsmemo.com. It's free for any full season subscribers. Have it 57% in the NFL over the last 5 years, counting every play, every day. If you want to purchase the report separately, you can do that, obviously, at sportsmemo.com. As you mentioned, 88-40 lifetime. That dates back to 2001. And frankly, I spent all summer working on it, Cal.
Teddy Covers, Ralph Michaels joining us. Before that, just real quick, guys, this is the last time we're going to be offering this promotion. WTT, that is the coupon code. Wager Talk today, WTT. Anybody who has never purchased from Wager Talk or Sports Memo, you get anyone's plays for $1 for the entire day. $1. Use the promo code WTT. Let's bring Ralph Michaels in. Ralph, 2-0 night last night. Continued your MLB run. You won your WNBA play. You got the pen in hand. How are you, my friend?
Doing great. You know, you guys can all attest to there are just times when you're handicapping that everything just flows the right way. Plays just pop up to you, leaving plays off, making the right decisions. It's just one of those runs I'm on in all the sports. So you guys have talked about it. Those that jumped on the WNBA, it was close. I had a first half play on LA, and they were down. They had to finish the half 13-3 to win it. But hey, we know close wins cash just as well as easy wins.
just like my under in the first quarter yesterday. Ralph, I got a quick question for you from one of our listeners, and then we'll get into all your angles. Akum, a real loyal listener, is on all our shows. We absolutely love this guy. He just wrote, I just downloaded Ralph Michaels' power ranking for the NFL. I have no clue how to use it. Looks like random numbers. Can we get an example of how to use this thing, please?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Wager Talk schedule guide is still available now. You know, number one, it gives you the history of what teams have done regular season win lines. When you're looking at all the schedules, you see the schedules from last year, and you have what my projected power ratings are going to be. So you can go through, you see how many teams I have favored double digits, how many times, how many between the threes, how many as an away dog. It has what my projections are in the bottom. You see that's the average line per game, what their win total would be if those percentages all add up. So it's really to be used for season win totals when you're trying to dissect the team, or you could just get Teddy's win total guide and have all the work done for you.
Yeah, I suggest that, Coom. Ralph, take it away, bro. Let's go. Let's get into all your stuff.
Well, you know, the angle of the day is a wow angle, but it's an angle that may not apply because the line has changed. But I still wanted to bring it up so we can have a quick discussion. Ron Rivera, in his history, anytime Ron Rivera has been a dog of 6.5 or more, his teams have gone over the total. He is 18-0 lifetime when he's a dog of 6.5 or more. Why? He's called Riverboat Ron. He goes for it on fourth down. Either you're moving the ball and you're scoring, or you're giving up the ball and the team has a shorter position. Now, I wanted to bring this up despite the line going to 6 and maybe 5.5, but be careful when coaches or teams change schemes. Ron Rivera, obviously, with the Panthers, now with the Redskins. I'm going to throw it to you, Teddy. With this 18-0 angle, would you carry it over to the Redskins, give it a half a check mark, or just something to pay attention to the first few games as a 6.5-point dog with the Redskins?
Well, the 6.5s are gone. The 6s are mostly gone. It's 5.5 the prevailing line now. But the matchups for this game had me looking one way, and that's at the under. When you look at Washington's offensive line versus Philly's defensive front, and Philly's offensive line versus Washington's defensive front, the advantage is with the defense on both sides. Now, when you have a Riverboat Ron as a head coach, who you know will take chances on fourth down, and that's key, very key for overbettors. It's knowing this angle means I ain't playing the under, but I'm sure as heck not getting the over in a game that I had handicapped the other way.
Completely concur. That's the. Go ahead, Press.
Sorry, Ralph. I just wanted to say I think it does carry over. I think we saw, Marty Schottenheimer carried a whole lot of trends over between the 4 teams he coached. I think that trend, best one of the week, and I think it's very relevant to any team he coaches. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, the situational play of the day, guys. I got a little lazy this morning, so I decided that on Friday we're going to call it Gold Sheet Friday, and I'm going to steal one of Gold Sheet's technical plays of the day. So this is from our partner, goldsheet.com. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you sign up for Gold Sheet, $200, it's basically free because you get $200 in wager bucks back. So Gold Sheet, their extra technical play of the day, ULL under head coach Billy Napier. Since 2018 now, 16-7-2 versus the spread their last 25 games. ULL 7-2-1 against the spread their last 10 as a dog. ISU has failed to cover 3 of 4 of their last home openers. And Matt Campbell just 3-11, laying 11 points, the last 11 laying points at home. So the Gold Sheet Friday extra tech play of the day is on ULL plus the points. So thanks, Rick. I appreciate you letting me steal it, although I didn't tell you I did. But again, from the Gold Sheet for that situation.
And that game's been taking two-way action, essentially. I mean, we've seen a little bit of money on the Raging Cajuns, but still holding in that 11.5 range for Iowa State at home.
It is, and I'm a big Iowa State fan. I think they have potential where, they're 2 upsets away from winning the Big 12, so we'll see how they progress. But I am moving towards in Big 12 action. I will be a Cyclones fan. All right, guys, we want to talk about NFL teams off a shutout. And these are the situations I always bring up on Wager Talk Did You Know? I'm going to run out of situations, so I'm going to look to our viewers for help. Hit me up at Twitter, at CalSportsLV. Any situations you want to know what the results are, hit me up. We could talk about them one day here on the show at the end of the segment. So, guys, when an NFL team is off a shutout loss, do they cover the next game 59% of the time or 41% of the time? Prez and Teddy.
Teddy.
I'll guess 59%.
Prez, agree with Teddy?
I was talking to someone in the chat room. I decline.
Okay. Teddy, you are correct. 59% off a shutout loss. So there is a sense of pride there where a team gets shut out, they bounce back. Since 2015, guys, teams off a shutout loss, 19, 5-1 against the spread, 79%. And if a team is off a home upset loss, they got shut out in front of their fans, or this year with very few fans, they have gone 31-15, 67%. So clearly a positive. When a team is off a shutout loss, the last 5 years, 79%. Now, how about if a team is off a shutout win? Anytime I talk one side of the coin, I want to know what happens on the other. On the surface, when I run the numbers as a whole, teams off a shutout win are 61, 65-4, 48% against the spread. So in that toss-up range between the 48s where it shouldn't affect the way you handicap. But I did find a couple situations that are on the positive and on the negative. Teams off a shutout win, and you're now a home favorite, have covered 56% of the spread, going 33-26. And teams off a shutout win that are now an away dog, 9-21, only 30%. So play on a team off a shutout loss. If you have a team off a shutout win, you play on a team that's a home favorite. You fade a team that's an away dog, and that's the Wager Talk Did You Know for today.
He's Ralph Michaels. Teddy Covers with us. I'm Lawrence Presman. You're watching Wager Talk today. A huge thank you to Ralph for joining us as he does every day. Same with Kenny White. He's got some outstanding comments in the chat room. And Teddy, I mean, you're always on. You are the reason I watch this show.
Which leaves you as the weakest link.
Of course. But the only one with a personal chef. Take us home, Teddy.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. Enjoy the games this weekend. Please be sure to check out Wager Talk and SportsMemo.com. We'll see you on Monday. Let's win some money.
What's up, Wager Talk family? Kelly in Vegas here with one of my favorite guys, Teddy Covers. Teddy just released his legendary NFL season win reports. He's absolutely crushed it. 88-40, that's 69% since 2001, including 13-3 with those 5% tickets. Teddy, please let our viewers know where they can get your legendary NFL season win report.
Sure, you can get it right now at sportsmemo.com. It's free for any full season subscribers. Have it 57% in the NFL over the last 5 years, counting every play, every day. If you want to purchase the report separately, you can do that, obviously, at sportsmemo.com. As you mentioned, 88-40 lifetime. That dates back to 2001. And frankly, I spent all summer working on it, Kel.